Can you please turn on your camera?
Yeah, sure.
Thanks, Prince. Can we start right now?
Yeah,
Tell me about yourself.
yeah. My name is Prince Kumar. I am from Bhopal. Currently, I am staying in Hyderabad. I have completed my BTech from RGP University, Bhopal. Then, after, sorry. Then after I joined a Techno Identity Solution in Hyderabad. I'm doing work as a software engineer, and I'm doing mainly work on like a Spring Boot, microservices. And then after I join a like overlays, and in overlays I'm doing work as a Java developer in backend side. So the role and responsibility is like we have a 50 plus clients, so we are giving continuous support to them. And then after whatever the internal development it's going on, so we are doing work on that. Yeah, that's all about me.
Okay. Shall we start from the project concept?
Yes.
Use of a static keyword in Java.
Okay, so a static keyword is basically used to like allocate the memory for the globally for the entire the class object. Like if you have a one class, and you are creating a multiple object for that class. So if you want to make some particular variable as it will allocate only one time memory for every object, then we can create a one static variables. We can create a static block also, so it will whenever you load the class, so that time it will call. And static keyword use also, we can create a static class also through the static keyword. And after that we can write those in the like method, so method will become also a static. So you don't want to create a object for that, we can directly call those methods through the class name. So those are the benefits we have using the statics.
Okay. Good. Difference between a string and a string buffer.
Yeah, so a string is a immutable and a string buffer is a mutable. The basically difference is like whenever you go with the string, and if you are creating an object with the string literals, which is like a string is equal to double quote hello, and again you are creating the same object with some other reference variable, then it will store those data in the string constant pool. And it will not create another object, it will like just previous object whatever we have, those address it will store inside this variable. So like like that it will work as a string. But if you go with a string buffer, so in a string buffer we can say it's a thread shape. And like a thread shape means like we have created the two thread class, and we are trying to access those buffer object at the same time. So it will restrict it, and we can say like those are the thread shape, it will provide the access of one by one only. And also a string buffer having a like flexibility, or already having a so many predefined methods, so that we can use it and you can utilize those features. Yeah, those are
Okay.
the.
Can you tell me about your current project?
Sorry.
Can you tell me about your current project?
Yeah. So current my project is like I'm doing work in overlays. So overlays is my current project. So mainly we have developed those project with the help of Spring Boot, and MySQL database. For the front end, we have used the HTML, CSS, JavaScript, theme leaf, those technology. Those are the technology. And like in our project having a modules called data catalog, data governance, data quality rules, and some other modules also, but those are the famous modules. Data catalogs, like we are providing a multiple connectors to the client, so that client can connect with those connectors to our cloud, or they having a stored data on some places of the cloud. So they will automate, they will just give the basic credentials of those cloud, and he will fetch all those data in all those metadata inside this data catalog of the overlays tools. And on those tools, like we are providing a tag, terms, data quality rules, data governance rules. So through that, he can manage those data, and based on that, he can analyze those data, and based on those data, he will build the business on top of that. So those are the features we are providing. Those are my project.
Okay. What is the difference between array and array list?
Yeah. So array is basically, we can say, like we are creating an array with the primitive value like integer array or character array or something array. So it will store only homogeneous type of the data, like what type of the array you have created, those data it will store only. And the size of the array is fixed. So like if you created some array and if you want to like increase the size in the runtime, then it's very difficult to manage it. So you can't change the size of the array. And those are the things. And like array does not have any inbuilt method to maintain and do the operations with the array. So manually we have to write the all those code for the doing the operations with the array. But if you go with the like collections or array list, so in that case you got like flexibility, like there is no restrictions of the size. Whatever the elements we have, you can dynamically store on those array list, and there is no size restrictions. And also like he provided the inbuilt so many method for adding a data on this array list, removing the data, deleting the data, finding the data. So whatever the operations we have, it will given the inbuilt method. So using those method, we can utilize those more features. So those are the differences we have like array and array list.
Okay. What do you mean by multi-thread?
Okay. So multi-thread is basically in Java, core Java, we are creating it like threads in the two way. One is like runnable interface, and second one is like thread class. So like thread means like we have some particular task or some particular operations, and it might be take some more times to perform and execute those operations, and it will take some more times for that completed those operations. So what we are doing is we are creating a multiple thread, and at the same time we are trying to execute multiple thread and like perform those operations, so that the thread will divide the resources into the multiple parts, and it will do the operations on that, so that the time complexity or execution complexity of our like particular operation, it will reduce it. So for example, one thread is doing work in 5 minutes, so we can create 2 or 3 threads, so it will complete those work in like 1 to 2 minutes in between. So those are the benefits we have while using the threads.
Okay. Difference between sleep and wait method in thread.
Sorry.
Difference between sleep and wait method in thread.
Okay. So in thread having a sleep methods, so sleep method is okay. So sleep method is doing like if you want to like sleep some thread for some particular time, so you can write just thread dot sleep, and you can give the specific time like 60 microseconds, yeah, 100 microseconds, milliseconds. So you can give those times, and so it will wait, like it will sleep for that time only. But if you use the wait, so you have a one more extra benefit, like it's behaving like same thing, it's like a sleep only wait method also, but sorry. So for example, you have put it the sleep time is 5 minutes, but your task is completed within 2 or 3 minutes. And if you are using the wait method, then we can notify those methods. We can notify so that it will again activate after 2 minutes. It will not sleep, it will not wait up to 5 minutes. So those are the flexibility we get with the wait methods. So those are the differences.
Okay. Use of synchronized keyword.
Synchronized keywords is like we are using in the thread while making some block of the code as a thread shape. We can create a synchronized block also, like a static block, so that whatever the thread will create it and execute it. So same thing it will do like a whenever you load some or created some call some thread starting. So previous that it will execute. So through the synchronized keyword, we can use on the methods or some particular resources, or you can create a block with this so that those particular code will become as a thread safe, so that multiple thread will not access those resources at the same time. So those are the things I know about the synchronization.
Okay. What is the priority of garbage thread and main thread?
Okay. So garbage thread is like whenever our object is unreferenced. So this thread will call and it will collect all those unreferenced object and it will erase the memory for that. But I think the garbage thread priority is low and main thread priority is high. Yeah.
Okay. I am going to give you one question. Can you please check in chat?
Okay.
One minute, 1 minute. You see that?
Yes, yes. Move all the negative numbers to beginning and positive to end with the constant extra space. This is the input. So what is the 12, 13, minus 5, minus 7, minus 3, minus 6, 11, 6, 5. Can I do in Eclipse?
Yeah, yeah, of course. As you wish.
I'm sharing my screen.
Yes.
So this is the array. So I will put all the value inside this array. So it's in a slice. Now what I will do is I will move all those values. So for that, all the negative value will come one side. So for that, I can write for int I equal to 0, I less than array dot length I plus plus. And one more for loops I have to write. And, okay, int j equal to I plus 1 and j less than array dot length I j plus plus. Okay, and I will check if array of I is less than, is greater than array of j, then sweep this value. So int temp is array of I and array of I equal to array of j and array of j equal to temp. And once it is done, I will come out of this loop and I will print it. So I will write s out. It is dot to string. Yeah, right. So minus 30, minus 12, minus 7, minus 6, minus 5, minus 3, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it's came now.
Okay, okay, good.
Yeah,
Do you know about the Java feature?
yes.
What is the functional interface in Java and its advantage?
Functional interface is like whenever you create any interface and you annotate those interface as a function interface annotations, then we can consider those interface as a function interface. But something like if you create some interface and you given only one abstract method and you have not defined any other methods inside this, so you can also consider those interface as a like functional interface. But in Java 8 1.8 onwards, we can given in the like default and static method also in the functional interface.
Okay. Do you know the Spring Boot keyword components?
Yeah. So
How to scan?
sorry.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah. So a Spring Boot key component is like a Spring Boot starter, a Spring Boot initializers, a Spring Dev tools, actuators, a Spring Boot CLI. Those are the key components.
Okay. What annotation? What annotation are variable in Spring Boot?
Okay, so annotations are like at the rate controller, at the rate wrist controller, at the rate autoware, at the rate lazy, at the rate primary, at the rate bean. We are writing also at the rate service, at the rate component, at the rate repository. After that, we are writing something like for HTTP method, we are writing at the rate request body, at the rate response body, at the rate get mapping, at the rate post mapping, at the rate delete or put. Then after we can write for taking the data, we are writing at the rate request body, at the rate request param, at the rate request path variables. So those are the notations we are using.
Okay. How to scan external package classes?
Sorry.
How to scan external package classes?
Okay, so while scanning the external package classes, we can use one annotation called component scan. Through that, we can scan the external classes package, and those external classes package, package, we can give inside this component scan parenthesis. So it will automatically scan those also.
Okay. Which annotation use which annotation we used in your project Spring Boot?
Yeah, I have used lots of the annotations, so whatever the I have just given, like at the rate component, at the rate like service, at the rate controller, rest controller, get mapping, post mapping, put mapping, auto add, those innovations.
Okay. Do you know MySQL?
Sorry.
Do you know MySQL?
Yes.
What is join?
Yeah, join is basically like if you have a like multiple more than one tables, two, three tables, or four, five tables, and you want to fetch data from that all those tables, then we can go with the joins. So join will collect data from the multiple tables. Through that, we are connecting with the joins, and we have a like multiple type of the joins like left join, right join, inner join, full join. So we are taking help of those join, and we are fetching the data from the database.
Okay, friends, I have done from my side. Do you have any questions?
No,
Thank you.
thank you so much.